Okay. Okay, cool. Um, so like I said, this is like the groceries, so to speak, or the directives for all the coins that exist in the market. So when a new project comes on board, a company creates a coin, for instance, and they want it to be known, they have to come here to submit the coin info, where to get the coin, and all that for Coin Market Cap to now put it among their own list so that every other person around the world can have an idea of what a coin is, because everybody wants to know anything about any coin. This is where we all go to. Okay, I'm going to talk about the second one in a bit, but how do you do research? Okay, so let me share. How do you do research? Okay, so there are three major ways. Okay, it differs with people, and you can have a little bit of intuition, and a good sense of the market also helps. But there are three major things that people look out for. It doesn't have to be too much, right? The most simplest things can really pave the way for you in this market. And once you can checklist these three things, you're good to go. Okay. So cryptocurrency research, how do you pick the best coins to invest in so that you don't lose your money outrightly or you don't see anything out of your money? Okay, so one, the project use case, or the importance and the problem that the coin solves, right? So that's the number one thing you want to know. The other, if they bring Zeno coin now, I say, oh, Zeno coin, the name sounds great. What is it used for? And say, okay, it's just a coin called Zeno coin. I mean, that alone should send signals to your head that it will not, it has nothing to offer me. Okay, it's not solving a problem. And in business, one of the best ways to grow or do business is to solve problems. Once you solve problems, you are good to go. Okay, so the project use case is very, very important. And I'm going to show you how you're going to locate the project use case for any project. Okay, number two, it must be community driven. It must be community driven. So when I send you a coin, the second thing you want to know is how much or how many people are backing this coin? How many people are backing it? How much of investment is currently going into this coin? Okay. Um, you know, cryptocurrency, just like every other market, is affected by supply and demand. Okay. The more demand and the shortage of supply, it boosts the price up. Okay. So when there is less demand but more supply, the prices drop. Okay. So this is economics 101. Okay. So, but imagine when there is a reasonable amount of supply and demand just keeps going up, meaning the number of people interested in the coin keeps going up. Believe you me, the price of that coin will go up. This is one major thing that moves the price of a coin up. Okay, when people take their money out of one coin, or meaning they sell out of that coin to buy another coin, the coin that they are selling out of, the price will drop because why? There is less demand or less investors in that project at that time. And the bigger the volume that they sell off, the bigger the drop. Okay, the bigger the volume that they buy into a coin, the bigger the pump in price. Okay, so cryptocurrency has its pump and has its dump. Okay, because there are people constantly, the whole market is constantly buying and selling. Now, when there are more sellers than buyers, the market will dump. Like what happened to Bitcoin the last day. There will be more sellers because of the Fed and inflation. Sellers came into the market and a chunk of the Bitcoin price went down. And believe you me, because of that, a lot of the cryptocurrencies also went down. But as this is happening, this is the time a lot of smart people are buying into some projects. Now, talking just aside this, number one rule in cryptocurrency, maybe I'll just I'll drop that down in the WhatsApp group. Is you always want to buy when the markets are down. You don't rush in when the markets are up. You always want to buy when the markets are down. Okay. That's why you hear buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. When you see red all over the market, meaning the market is in negative, you should be excited because that's when you want to start buying. Because when the market begins to go up, it's the people who bought at that red zone or red spot that make a lot of money. Okay, so it must be community driven. A project that has a good use case and has just 3 people backing it will not do anything. A project that has a good use case and has 1 million people backing it has a greater chance to do something than the one that 3 people are backing. Do we understand that? Okay. Now, the last point that you want to check in every coin is market capitalization. Market capitalization. So what is the entire amount of money that is sitting on that coin and where can it go from there? Okay. The amount of money the investors have pumped into the coin, the amount of money that the total amount of supply of that coin that will eventually be released. Okay. So let me share more of that for us. Let me show my screen. Okay. So for instance, let's pick Solana. Okay, let's pick Solana. Solana is a very good project. So if I click on Solana now, it takes me to like a separate page for Solana, specifically for Solana. Okay. Now you can see here the current price of Solana is $153. Okay. Now it has gone down the last 24 hours about 6.96%. Now you see the information that you see here. These are the things that you will also use. You can see the community involved in Solana. This will give you an idea of how much or how many people are backing this up. Okay. Now you also want to check out their website. The website, for instance, if I click on the website, that's where I begin to have an idea of the use case of Solana. Okay, powerful for developers, fast for everyone. Now, Solana is one of the tokens that was used or has been used over time for in the DeFi space and the NFT space and Web 3.0 space. Okay, so the DeFi, decentralized finance. Okay, DeFi means decentralized finance. All this information, I mean, it's a lot to take in now, but over time, you will understand it better. Okay, so Solana has its own network, just like the Bitcoin has its own network, but the network generally for all of them is still called the blockchain. So Solana's blockchain network has been used to create NFTs, DeFi's, games. So most of the game tokens that you hear now, video games having their own coins, that's what a game token means. Solana is the coin that has been used or the program used to create those games, okay? And the coin Solana can be used to exchange for other projects within the game, okay? You can use it to develop other projects within the game. So that's one of the things that you see developers, NFTs, you see their network, you see their community. Okay, so you want to do extensive research on each project that you're getting involved in. Another site that we talk about is CoinGecko. CoinGecko is just similar to CoinMarketCap. Now, sometimes you will not see some coins in CoinMarketCap.com. You will see them in CoinGecko and vice versa. But CoinMarketCap has like a wider range of projects that come into it because it was the first, okay, before CoinGecko. Okay, so you check the use case of Solana, check the community, and you check the market cap. Okay. Now, the market cap currently, that's what is written right here. Now, CoinMarketCap Solana.com has an app. You can also look at this on your mobile phone. Now, it's 47, this is $47 billion, okay? Now, imagine if you saw the use case of Solana and you saw the community, huge community, but Solana was around $1, okay? And the market cap was around 1 billion. That will automatically give you an idea that, okay, before the market cap will move from 1 billion to 2 billion to 10 billion, meaning the amount of money coming into it now, okay? So CoinMarketCap will record all of those dealings. The price of Solana will go up. So now that Solana is at 47 billion market cap, meaning the amount of money that is going in and out on purchasing Solana only is what is recorded as a market cap. Hope you understand that, okay? And that has made the price of Solana to sit on $154 right now, okay? Now, that gives you an understanding. Now, Solana was not this price about 2 years ago. This is where cryptocurrency gets exciting. If you had bought Solana and you just had 1,000 units, 1,000 units with what is the price now is $154,000, $154,000. What would it have cost you to buy 1,000 Solana 2 years ago? I'm telling you, less than $50, 25K, less than 20K, you'd have bought 1,000 Solana. Do you understand? Now, and even had more. But holding Solana 2 years ago to now would have changed anybody's life. And believe you me, it did change a lot of people's lives. Okay, now that's the beauty of cryptocurrency. I'm still going to show you a lot of examples on how this thing just works. Like the percentage gains are insane. Now, if you scroll down, you will see an overview of the price. I mean, the market has really gone down. It was at all-time high before of over $200, but now it's still at $154. So even in this dip, some people are still in profit. Imagine buying Solana at $50 or at $20 or at $10. Do you understand? This is how we profit in the crypto market space, okay? Now, if you check on the market, you will now see where to purchase Solana from. Also, one thing that helps with research is for a coin, you want to buy a coin at a stage when it is fairly known, but not too known. I'm going to say that again. You want to buy a coin at a stage where it is fairly known, but not too known, okay? Because I would advise you to buy Solana right now. You can if you want to hold it for a longer time, but the best time to have bought Solana was a year ago, 2 years ago. Do you understand? Okay. Now, and at that time, it was fairly known. Nobody really knew. So those are the times you want to buy into cryptocurrencies. Like now, there are new coins that are coming up that could do something like this in the next 2 years. That's why I'm here. That's why this class is here, so that we can help ourselves to locate those kind of projects. If you just hold 1,000 units of it, 2,000 units of it, and you're patient, cryptocurrency investment is not a one-day job. It's not something you see results immediately. There are coins that can do things within a week, within a month, within 6 months. But you really want to hold your project for 6 months and above. That's the ideal investment holding threshold, okay, or holding period that is advisable or allocated. Okay, so when we look at markets, what does market mean? We are still on Solana's page. We've talked about the market cap. If you see it's a relatively small market cap, just know it's a good time or it's a good reason to want to buy that coin. Okay, that's not the only reason, but it's one of the good reasons. So from research that I've done, if a good project with good use case, with a strong community, has a market cap of 10 million, not even a billion, $10 million and below, you want to rush into such projects because within the next month, 2 months, 6 months, that kind of coin can start to skyrocket. And there are coins like that even now that the market has dipped. Do you understand? Coins that in the next 1 year can do 1,000%. Okay, so this is market, and this is where you can now see, you see Binance is written here as the #1 place to get it. The market means where can I go and buy this coin? Okay, so we have Coinbase exchange. So there are several exchanges. I just mentioned 3 for you, but now you can see that there are several of them. There's FTX, there's Huobi, there's KuCoin, there's Kraken, there's FTX US. I mean, and each of them have their different pairs that you can buy them with and their pricing. So Binance is having Solana for 153.76, 153.72, depending on the merchants and their exchange rates for each of those exchanges. The price may differ slightly, okay? But you want to always go to the exchange that is widely used and there's a lot of liquidity. What is liquidity? Whew. Man, can we really do this in a day? But liquidity simply means the amount of capital or money that is going in and out of any project or any coin. So you can still say it's like the market cap, but here is a better way to see liquidity: volume, 24 hours. Okay, so this one gives you a more narrow and specific amount of money that has gone into the coin. So again, when you're doing your research and you see that it has a strong community, therefore the volume should have gone up, or the volume should be high, meaning the amount of money that was traded in the last 24 hours is reasonable. Okay, so if, for instance, it's a new project, it has a good use case, and the market cap is low, and the volume is around, the 24-hour volume maybe is around $100,000 to maybe $1 million or $2 million. I mean, you really want to get involved in such coins, okay? Now, another thing that we look out for is circulating supply and maximum supply. Okay, so I hope we're getting the graph. If you're getting the graphs of how to do research for cryptocurrency, please write I get, or just put a 1 on the chat box, okay, so that I know you're really following. Now, circulating supply and maximum supply and total supply. This is very, very important also when you're doing your research. For instance, circulating supply is the amount of Solana in the entire Solana network right now, okay, that is going around. What does that mean? Mean that, okay, I just sent 10,000 Solana to somebody. It will be added in the circulating supply, meaning it's moving around, okay? So different transactions of Solana now is all recorded in the circulating supply. The maximum supply simply states the total amount of Solana that will ever be supplied in the market, that will ever exist. Hope we all know. Okay, I'm going to check on Bitcoin very soon now, but Bitcoin has a total of 21 million, okay? So it can neither be created or destroyed. I mean, Bitcoin is not energy, but we cannot create more Bitcoin. Just 21 million that Satoshi Nakamoto programmed into the blockchain that will ever exist. But they are being mined every year. Okay, mining means we're creating Bitcoin. So the amount of Bitcoin have been programmed. So that's why the price of Bitcoin has been organically created or forced to go up, okay? Because one, the total number of supply is small relative to the total number of demand. Woo, okay? I mean, I wish we had more time, but that's how it works. Okay, so now if the total supply is reasonable compared to the circulating supply, so now you see that 511 billion is the total supply. It's still close to the same thing as the maximum supply, okay? and circulating supply. So you see that we'll soon max out the total amount of Solana that will ever exist. Okay, so we have 300 billion here. Is that 300? No, that's about 300 billion. And we have about 500 billion here. Okay. Yes. Except I'm not seeing it correctly. But you understand. For instance, let's go back to the main page and we touch on, okay, let's just okay, so this is Bitcoin. Market cap, like we said, is 820 billion. The maximum supply is 21 million. Okay, like I said, the total supply currently that has been supplied is 18 million. So you see that we're gradually going to max out 21 million very soon. Imagine 100 million people trying to get something that is just 21 million. Let's not even say a billion people. What do you think the price of that thing would do? It will go up. When demand is higher than supply, the price will go up. Okay? When supply is higher than demand, the price will drop to meet the demand so that they can be a form of balance. Hope you understand that. So when you come here, some coins, mind you, would have a billion maximum supply, and the total supply can be like 600 million. So you know that that coin still has a long way to go. The total supply is almost at the same thing as the circulating supply, okay, that has gone into the market. So you always want to look at the circulating supply and the maximum supply. What is happening? So if you see that there is little or no supply, then you want to be very, very mindful of that kind of coin, because if it has a strong community and the supply is low, it will definitely go up in price. It will definitely go up. But sentiment is another thing that affects the price of cryptocurrencies and things like that. So hope we've been able to understand to an extent how to do crypto research. Okay. Okay. Let me just share my screen a bit more. So research tools that I mentioned, CoinMarketCap.com, CoinGecko.com, and Twitter. Now, Twitter is also good when you're checking about the community. So you want to go on Twitter, just type the coin, and you see what people are saying about a coin has a lot to do with what that coin can do. Okay, so this is Polygon, and it did from the last time Bitcoin halving happened. So let me just explain that within the next 20 minutes, we should be done with this class. Okay, so hope you can see my screen. Okay, so halving, or yeah, Bitcoin halving, BTC halving. Now it's when the amount of Bitcoin to be created is cut in half in a year. So meaning they reduce supply. So if, for instance, 1 million Bitcoin was supposed to be mined in 2016, this was the last halving. This was the year that the last halving happened. And instead of that, we saw 500,000 Bitcoin. So this automatically created a shortage or small supply. And you know, Bitcoin already had demand already. So what will happen to the price? So go up. Okay. And this halving happens every 4 years. Okay. So 2016 was the last one to 2020. Okay. So 2020 was at the time another one happened. Prices went up the roof from 2020. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you what happened during that period. Let me share my screen. Now, from the last Bitcoin event or the halving, Polygon alone did 15,000%. I mean, just imagine that, 15,000% from May 2020 to 2021, it did 15,000%. Terra was another coin. In 2021, last year, January, it was 63 cents. It was just 63 cents, and it went all the way in September to $49. Imagine what your $50 would have become, your $100 would have become, your $500 would have become. That's 7,677%. Okay. Solana, the same thing. In 2021, it was, in January of 2021, it was $1.60. I mean, it was not even too long ago. This Solana I was talking about. And now it grew all the way to $214. Now it's at $153 because of the dump. Axie Infinity did 30,900%. That's from 50 cents in January in 2021. It grew to $155. Like, which other investment will give you such returns? There's little or none. Do you understand? But the truth is, you cannot just know this project by just staring at the crypto market. You still need a help. There are people who get insider or access to some private information. There are people who just know how to research these coins. This is where you want to be buying your coins. You don't want to really be buying here. Okay, this is where you want to be buying. Anywhere here, anywhere here, anywhere here, anywhere here. All these dips, that's where you really want to be buying your projects. You don't want to buy them when they've all maxed out at 155. Believe you me, it can still go to $1,000. This coin, cryptocurrency, there's no such thing as it has maxed out. It can't grow again from there. If more investors, if more demand goes into that project, it will go up definitely in price. Okay. Now, this is just a small calculation that we did. If you had put $500 in Terra in 2021 of January, by the end of 2021, you will be sitting on 38,000. Solana, $500, you will be sitting on 67,000. If you had put $500 in Axie Infinity, you would have been sitting on 155,000. Okay, so that's the beauty of cryptocurrency project. Now I'm going to be doing something very quick. Now I'm going to be having a monthly crypto expose. It's not a Zoom call like this, but it's going to be like a PDF report. Okay. Now, what will you gain from it? One-on-one guide. I'll be guiding people on how to buy projects, which projects to buy, and all that. The report is going to be showing you a breakdown of 1 or 2 coins that we've done personal research on from my own resource and from other resources that I've been privileged to be a part of. Then weekly technical market analysis on Bitcoin. I'm a trader, so I know how to look at the market and know, okay, it can most likely go up from here, it can dip from here. So I'm going to be sending that technical analysis, just a short write-up every week, and altcoin on altcoins too. So mind you, any coin that is not Bitcoin is called an altcoin, alternative coin. Okay. Future trading, that's on a later part. I'm not going to be teaching trading. Trading can come on another day for another set of people that will be interested in that. But this is just buying and holding coins. This call is just for buying and holding coins. Okay, so hold on. Let me look at